Okay, so for the air section on the floor, the first pose is dolphin, okay? Because I wanted to give you the room based on your experience, your comfort level, and the people that you have in your classes. We are not going to be teaching them anything extensively. So the main pose here is dolphin. Yeah, and I'll show you if you don't know how to set it up, I'll go through that with you. But the options are, for some people, is to just lie with their legs up against the wall. So if I've got anything I can show you with, you still see. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to shuffle up to the wall when everyone's doing this. Probably side on, lay themselves down, get as close as they can, bottom to wall, and then place their legs up against the wall. Bent knees is fine too. Okay, so it's really quite restorative for them. All right, I don't know if you could quite see that, but you get my drift. Okay, so that is legs up against the wall, which is the option. Dolphin. We want elbows underneath the shoulders, okay, rather than too wide. So to do that, to gauge that, you just take your hands and you wrap around your bicep and then you place it down. Let's see if you can see. Okay, here. All right, and then the shoulders need to pull away, the arms unfold, and you lightly clasp the interlace and clasp. You're not even clasping, just interlace the fingers here. You can have the hands flat, okay? So whatever's comfortable. Shoulders are set, toes are tucked, and then you lift your buttocks up high, and that's dolphin. And I encourage people to remind them that their head is off the floor, and I encourage them to look at their feet, to walk their feet in a little bit closer, so the buttocks are a little higher. And whilst this in itself is not, it's a fairly stable pose. Some people might need their knees bent. Okay, it's a fairly stable pose, but it is a precursor towards doing a headstand. So that is why that is there. And for some people, the faith and the trust and belief bit comes by walking their feet closer to their face. So here, building the strength through the shoulders. Okay, the abs are drawn in. And then they just walk in and the buttock goes higher and they will start to panic. Okay. Or they'll want to start to put their head on the ground. Which, yes, if you're doing a headstand, but we're not teaching a headstand. And I think especially if you're teaching online on Zoom, that would be a workshop in itself because you really need to control the situation. However, some people are doing a lot of yoga at home at the moment. They're doing stuff on YouTube, etc. They're doing other classes with other teachers. So if headstand is something that they're working towards and that you feel comfortable and confident in your own ability, then or you trust them. And this is where the faith comes in, right? It's kind of like letting that go and trusting your students to make the right choice. Because for me, yeah, I can do headstands, but it depends on the day. And some days it just doesn't feel right in my neck, and so therefore I just don't go up at all. Okay. So this is where the faith comes in. Having faith in themselves, for you as a teacher, having faith in your participants, your students. All right. So and I'm not going to teach headstand here. I think that might be, a different workshop for those of you that are interested. So we do dolphin as the main pose with the option of legs up against the wall and headstand. Then we have camel. So if you have time, then we have camel to kind of just tie in with what you've done before. So knees under hips. Yep. Toes can be like this or this. But here we're kind of just encouraging the pelvis to stay square. So we've done throughout, we've had the stretch and the length through the side body. So we're going to carry on that feel as well. Okay, so here the hips stay over the knees. We are rolling open through the chest, and then it's one arm. So we did a single leg plank in crocodile. Okay, keeping square. We've done warrior 3 with one arm. So it's trying to keep that sense of being square. Okay, And then this ties in with that as well, as the opening to the front body, which is, if you want to give, if you kind of looking at connecting with faith, there's a lot of trust and almost surrender into whatever your belief is, right? And so that is why we have the open-hearted poses as well. So we have camel, and then from camel we take a seated forward fold, which you all know, legs bent, legs straight, sit on the block, fold, and let them be. Let them be. From there, last bit for space, lying back, knees to chest. Do that a few times, and then rest.